IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with beaches. Did you know that beaches only became a popular destination in the 18th century? Till then, holidays or vacations weren't taken at the beach. And this sudden increase in popularity took place because of the Industrial Revolution. Most doctors during this time started prescribing it to patients. Go to the beach to heal yourself. And one of the famous remedies was something called black bile. And spoiler alert, no such thing exists. But up to this point, the sea and the beach were seen as terrifying things. Sailors told stories of sea creatures. Stories of people drowning were shared along with being eaten alive by monsters of the deep. The sea was reserved for brave sailors, adventurers, and pirates. In the 18th century, the upper class British were plagued with all sorts of illnesses: fevers, digestive complaints, melancholia, nervous tics, tremors, and even stupidity. Yes, stupidity was considered a medical condition back then, and I vote for bringing that idea back. It was believed that these illnesses were caused because of the pollution, the newfound stress of daily life, and the deterioration of society. Doesn't that remind you of our society now? And remember, they felt all this because of industrialization, and industrialization was new at that point of time. Doctors at the time realized that people needed to get away from the cities and recover. So they started prescribing the beach. It is so interesting, up to this point, there was no need for vacations or holidays. It's the Industrial Revolution that created vacations. And as I write this podcast, I am on a vacation. My first vacation in over a year. I am at this beautiful retreat in Kerala. The retreat is situated on the beach. And I'm working on this podcast as I hear the sea waves crash a few meters away from me. This morning I woke up and decided to go for a walk on the beach. But it was too dark. My mind started to get impatient. I was just waiting for the sun to come up so I could go for a walk on the beach. I was picturing how beautiful it would be. The wind in my hair, sand underneath my feet, the final retreat of the wave lapping at me. It would have been heaven. Then as soon as the sun was out, I took off for the beach. The first question was, should I walk on the powdery sand or the hard sand or in the water? I was seeking for which of these would give me the most joy. Then as I walked, my mind began to wonder about where I should turn around and head back to the retreat. Should I do it after 15 minutes? Should I do it after 20 minutes? Finally, I saw a pot-bellied fisherman and decided to turn around from there. Now, my mind was filled with thoughts of breakfast. I wondered what the dish today was going to be. Will I like it? I started looking for the sign to where the gate of the retreat will be and how far it is from me now. And as I approached the gate, I suddenly realized that I did not remember experiencing any of those emotions or feelings that I had planned. The wind in my hair, the sand underneath my feet, and the rain. These were the main reasons for going for that walk. My mind was always running 10 steps ahead of where my body was. I was always looking for what's next, not realizing that I was already experiencing something. Does this happen to you as well? We are always running ahead of ourselves. Our mind and our body seem disconnected. I am here, but my mind is there. I've done so many podcasts in the past on mindfulness, walking meditations, breathing exercises, and all of that. And we can use them to practice and learn this feeling, your body and your mind becoming one. It may be for just a brief moment, but that is fine. The key thing here is to catch yourself as your mind wanders away from the present. Catch those moments when your mind is looking for the next thing to do. After eating breakfast, you think, what's for lunch? While watching a movie, you think about the interval so you can buy popcorn. We have all become an endless stream of what's next. What's next? So your simple habit starts by catching yourself thinking, what's next? See where your mind is going and then consciously reel it back in. Show that there is so much to feel at present. There is so much to experience now. You can always find that happiness, excitement, joy, or whatever it is that you're seeking in between the folds of your roaming thoughts. You are present, and that is all. You are alive, and that is beautiful. You can feel the wind on your skin. Getting present back into the moment is a powerful feeling. It is a feeling we need to experience, especially in a world where, just like the Industrial Revolution, illnesses like fever, digestive complaints, melancholia, tremors, and stupidity are a part of our world. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Storytel and The Whole Truth Foods. Thank you for supporting us. We have a new show out this week, Candid Kannan with Siddharth Kannan. Sid Gay is a well-known RJ. He has an incredible show with some of the most amazing Bollywood celebrities. As part of the first week's episode, we're releasing 5 episodes at one time, so you can get your fill of Sid. You can hear him talk to Varun Dhawan, Anil Kapoor, Anurag Kashyap, Bhumi Pednekar, and a whole lot more. This week on the Edges and Sledges podcast with Varun, DJ, and Ashwin, hear them talk about the historic victory that India achieved at Gaba. Maruk Inayat had an amazing talk with Gul Panag. They spoke about the farmer protests and why Bollywood celebs are acting the way that they are. And finally, Shunya 1 is back this week. Shiladitya and me talked to Anirudh Singla from Pepper Content. We have a great lineup of guests coming up in the coming weeks, including Deepak Abid, the co-founder of India Gold. Definitely check that out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with postcards from nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.